Good evening, collective. Welcome to a midnight reading with Dainty Doe Tarot. If this reading will be a pick a heart reading, this is intended to be a timeless reading. So whenever this reading finds you, hopefully it resonates with you and you get the message you need. For this reading, we're focusing on who's sending you loving energy and why. It is 12 a.m. The date doesn't matter because it's a timeless reading, but the time does. 12 a.m., okay, in the dead of night on the Eastern Hemisphere. I don't think Eastern Hemisphere is a thing. East Coast. So, for this reading, we have two piles. We have pile one, which is the yes heart with the hedonite. I believe that's the name of this stone, hedonite stone. And I also have this rock that I personally painted. Don't look at the blemish, okay? We're going to focus on the colors of the rock. If any of these colors are called to you, then this would be your pile. You would be pile one. If you choose the nose stone, and this is Dalmatian jasper, I believe. If this calls to you, or this other stone that I painted with this vibrant green and yellow, almost looks mosaic, if that's the right word, then pile two will be your pile, okay? I just want to jump right in, and let's get started. Oh, goodness. I'll be able to edit this. Oh, I can pause. Okay, I'll be able to edit this all out. I'll put this here. Hopefully it stays. So first we want to look to see the oracle energy of this reading. So let's grab some oracle cards. And this is one of my favorite oracle decks. Abiola Abrams, African Goddess Rising. What an incredible deck. Just gonna pull one card. Oop, and we got a jumper. Ooh, Storm. That's Oya. So that's beautiful. Let's read very quickly the goddess message. Okay. The winds of change are in motion. Into every life, a little rain must fall. Personal storms clear away the old. Sometimes change moves slowly. At other times, it's swift. Oh, this is beautiful. Hopefully, you can read this. And then the goddess declaration is, I make shift happen. So, I already like that. This might be someone who is a very industrious person who does a lot. Let's get to these cards, shall we? We'll start with some oracle messages of love and see what comes out. Okay. And we're kind of looking at the traits of this person a little bit. Actually, I might, yeah, let's see what comes out. Warning, don't miss the red flags. Friendship is leading to more. Strictly sexual. Healing. And bottom of the deck, self-care. So automatically I'm thinking this is someone that you may have encountered and you probably saw right through them. This is someone who maybe when they first met, you guys first met, this is what they were into, kind of thing. It's definitely someone that's currently a friend. And maybe they saw you as someone who can help them heal, but they wanted things to remain physical. And I don't know that it ever got physical, but that's what they wanted. So that's very interesting that now they're sending you a love messages. So this might be a friend, maybe a situationship, or someone you did healing work with. Okay. Let's get into the tarot for more info. And I'm just going to use Modern Witch because it's very popular. And it's probably one of the easier cards to read. We have a card that fell all the way and it fell face down. We have the Knight of Wands. Oh, so this could be a Leo, a Sagittarius, an Aries, someone who is very brass or rushed in their behaviors. Let's get some more on this. Oh, so we have the Ten of Cups. This is someone who probably had a great emotional connection with you. Eight of Pentacles. Maybe the sex wasn't good and it you guys were working on it, huh? And then we have the Six of Cups. Okay, these two are in alignment, right? Healing, old childhood wounds. Okay, so this is someone that, it could be an old childhood friend. It could be someone that you knew for a really, really long time. But in connection with you, this person maybe felt like they could heal some childhood stuff, or they tried to, right? And maybe they wanted to do it sexually first. Also, it could be someone that you work with, someone that you've gone to, like, I see a lot of greenery here. So maybe someone you, actually, green is in every card. So maybe someone that you, green, more like teal. We don't need to split hairs. Maybe someone who you've gone to like parks with, you've been outdoors with, someone that you've had maybe a little bit of a squabble with, and you guys made up, right? But are you in communication with this person? Like, are you guys talking? No. This is not someone that you're talking to. Whoa. Immediately my thoughts are, did you block them? You're not talking, but they want to talk. Oh, they want to talk so badly. They really, really want to talk to you, but you're not, you're not in that energy. Now I gotta ask, well, why don't you want to talk to them, collective? Could they have possibly caused a tower moment in your life, or you caused a tower moment in theirs? There's something here caused a shift in the connection. But the reading is talking about the person sending you loving energy, so I can only imagine that maybe something in the distance between you, something changed. The shift did happen. So why aren't you talking to this person, collective? Why is he... Oh! Boundaries. You stood your ground on something. Okay, you were protecting yourself. You were protecting your heart. Maybe, or maybe, okay, maybe this person felt like they were protecting you from themselves. But now they kind of regret that and they want to like make up. They want to talk to you again. They might even be, I personally don't have social media, but I know a lot of people do. So they might be even trying to reach out to you via social media and they can't get to you. That's so interesting. Oh yeah, they definitely can't get to you. Blockages. They can't get to you, but they want to. They want to get to you. I mean, for me, it's like very simple, right? If you want to reach out to someone, you can always find a way to get to them. Now, the only place I kind of like feel like people need to draw the line is like, don't show up at someone's house, right? But if you need to, if that may be the only way, especially if you're coming with loving energy, give it a shot. You never know. Don't show up at their job. Don't do that. And if you're a cross watcher, I would also recommend, like, if you're not getting in touch with them on social media, let's say you're blocked. Let's say you're blocked on social media, but you don't have their phone number. Take that as a sign, right? You can release it the same way they did, right? But collective, this person is sending you loving energy, and we do have the Queen of Cups here. And maybe when you guys were friends, it was a really beautiful friendship, like you guys had a great fun together, and then something changed and it went physical, but it wasn't fulfilling for either one of you. It's something that needed to be worked on, but maybe you weren't in the mood to work on things. Either of you wasn't in the mood to kind of like build a true sexual connection. Or maybe they wanted something sexual and you were just busy, or vice versa, right? That's so interesting. I just want to get... Okay, a card fell out. I'm going to put it here. Okay, so it could be a Cancer. The Chariot is out, but this Chariot and the Magician is here. But the Chariot represents action. It represents, and not just action, successful action. See, the Chariot also has a wand in his hand. So this is also someone that's gonna like use, is the words of the great Mariah Carey, use do the best they can with what they got, right? Like they're gonna use. And then at the bottom of the deck we have the Magician. Oh, and in the bottom of the deck we have Ace of Cups and the Lovers. Okay, and the High Priestess and the Two of Cups. Whoa. This person felt deeply connected to you. Okay, I have to stop because I keep hearing that this Magician is kind of like being used for this Ace of Cups and the Lovers. Like it's, oh, and the wands are different. They are different wands here. And we do see the moon, and the moon talks about illusions. The moon talks about deep emotions that need to be uncovered. So maybe this person is struggling with what they feel for you. Maybe they do feel very deeply connected to you with the Ace of Cups and the Lovers, but there is something that shouldn't be there. Something that's, because you go with the Ace of Cups, Lovers, then the High Priestess, right? Then the Two of Cups. So it's like there's a split between the Lovers and the Two of Cups. So maybe something is preventing a relationship from forming, but it's not. I keep looking back at this Page of Swords. It's not something that just happened. It wasn't an accident. There was purposeful action taken on either party, and I'm not sure who. Okay, let me just ask. Who took the action? The collective or the person they're in? And you're not speaking to them, so okay. Oh. Okay, this person, Queen of Wands to the King of Wands. Ooh. Not you in a bad way. Ooh, in a way of like, this person probably came into the connection with very like flirty, like playboy energy or playgirl energy, like just very like I'm just here for a good time, even though the connection was something a little bit more fulfilling, right? Could have possibly been a little bit more fulfilling. That's what they came with. And instead of allowing things to progress and seeing what develops, they kind of like try to. So here's the thing about the Seven of Pentacles. You see, you got one pot with 5 pentacles and one pot with 2. Look at this plant pot that's like, the plants aren't as vibrant. We only have 2 pentacles here, and this one is flourishing, but they're only paying attention to this one. It's almost like you're trying to reap what you sow, but not everything, right? You're not paying attention to the pot that needs you the most. And maybe that's what they did. They focused their energy on something else. Maybe and it could even be another person. I mean, that's irrelevant because you've already walked away, collective. But by focusing on this other thing and not tending to the plant or the tending to what needed to be tended to, it forced them to kind of like, and I don't know if you remember, the Nine of Wands was here. It forced them, and definitely forced them into some anxiety, some fear. Like, what did I do? Like, they're thinking about it. Maybe it's a lot of dreams. It's a lot of hesitation. And that's why we got this page of Swords here. I don't think it's by chance that these 2 cards are on top of each other. They want to come back. You know, the Six of Cups also talks about returning, right? They want to come back, but they have a lot of anxiety about it, probably because of what they did to get that distance in the first place. Right? And that's got to be considered, right? Now, collective, you had to put up some strong boundaries, right, to protect your heart. And no one can fault you for that, right? If you see something, say something. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say, if you see danger, you can avoid it, right? And that's what you did. You put up your blockages or whatever you had to do, and you moved out of the emotion. So this is very interesting. So I want to ask, why are they sending you loving energy? Why are they sending you loving energy? But you know what? Let me ask you a better question. What is the message of that energy? What is the ooh, I'm not going to take it. It tried to come out. I'm not going to take it. I have a rule with jumpers. If the card is still in my hand, it's not the message. the card has to leave my hands. I know a lot of readers don't do that, but I just feel like it's important to not force the card out. And it's also important to let the message be really succinct and powerful. So actually, now I'm being called to cut, which is funny because I usually don't cut. And two, cutting in the, that's the card, cutting in the middle of the deck. They caused a tower. Now, whether it's in your life or theirs, I'm not sure, but they caused a tower. They surely did. What is the message they're sending you? They're sending you tower energy, which is crazy. Okay, so it's selfish. It's selfish is what it is. They feel like they missed out on something with you and they're mad about that. So they're sending you this tower energy. But they might be, which is probably why the magician showed up, they might be masking it under the guise of love. You know, some people will do that. They'll come to you and pretend to be your friend, but they're really just there for your downfall. But the tower isn't always bad, right? Because sometimes you can send that energy to someone and thinking that's going to completely uproot their life. And what it does is it shifts them, which goes back to this card. I make shift happen. It shifts them into their best possible self. And while your goal was to destroy something in them, all it did was unleash some great version of them that they probably didn't even know they had, right? Oh, shoot. Okay, 5 cards fell. I'm not taking them. So let's see. Why the tower? Or even, what did they do to cause the tower? Or better yet, what are they planning to do with this tower energy? Mask as loving energy. What are they planning to do? They're biding their time. And they're learning something. Five of Wands. They might be having, they're fighting with their friends about this? The Wheel of Fortune. Also here we have Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. So it could be any of those signs, right? Aries is here as well with the Tower. This person is sending a lot of energy. But what is happening with this energy that they're sending? Right? So maybe they're planning a return. I don't know if return is the right thing. Because with this, why the 3 of Pentacles? Okay. They're trying to sort themselves out. Because right here we have the 10 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. They might need a lot of rest. But also the 10 of Swords could be a victim card, right? Like, woe is me. It could be they truly are stabbed in the back. Like something happened. But this is, notice, this is self-inflicted. This is not anything that couldn't have been prevented. Not anything that couldn't have been prevented. This is something that they caused. They did this. Let's see. What is the message of the energy sending? Let's ask this question again. What's the message? Because we got that it was the Tower. But let's see what's the message of this energy. Let's ask again. For the collective. Oh, yeah. Wait, let me pull this in frame. I don't even know if this is in frame. They want a second chance. 2 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get more on this person because I want to know, like, why a card already fell. Why cause that? Yeah, this is, oh, maybe they're trying to meet you up at a party. Maybe they're trying to reach you at a party. Fated meeting, yeah. Roll the dice. Fated meeting. Ghosted. Did you ghost them? Or did they ghost you? Divine timing. Huh. Okay. They want to come back. They want to reconnect. But they're trying to figure out how they want to roll the dice. Ooh, tell the truth. Unexpected. Maybe they're gonna come back in a way of like, hey, I just want to clear this up. I just want to explain what happened, like why I ghosted you, A, B, C, D. Or they come to you to ask, like, hey, why did you ghost me? Or, like whatever happened. They're gonna, and like I said, it may be very genuine, right? But I see it started off with warning. It started off with warning, and I like to heed that. Now, if whatever this person did or said or whatever happened actually did cause a tower in your life, I want to know how you planned or how you sorted through that. That's so interesting. Because you're not in communication with them. That's here. So many times it's clear that you're not in communication with this person, but they're sending you this energy. They're sending you a lot of energy. I'm gonna just pull two more of these the love oracle cards. Just two more. It's all this energy. And maybe that's what they're thinking, that it's gonna be in divine timing, right? See again. Okay. We've got a player energy, anxiety, unfinished business. Let me ask why warning. And I'm going to use, should I? I will. This was a friends with benefits situation. Why warning? Date and friends. This was a friends with benefits situation. Didn't work out. Whatever they did didn't work out. Let me get some more. Let me get tarot involved in this again, because I want to ask, what's the advice for the collective? And then I'll pull actually, let me grab on this. What's the advice for this collective? I like this deck too. This is another deck that I don't grab too often. And this is in stark contrast to the Modern Witch, which is very readable. And the energy in the Modern Witch is so potent. Like, you don't even have to be really great at tarot. The imagery just gives you what you need. You know what I'm thinking right now? They probably did send tower energy to you, but it didn't affect you the way that they thought it would. That's very interesting. This deck, however, is a lot more intricate and a lot more intense, but it requires, a little bit more studying. So let's see. What's the advice for the collective? Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we have higher self, equalizer. They're asking you to continue to focus on yourself. That's your advice right now. The bottom of the deck is usually what you don't see coming, but I kind of like to use the bottom of the deck as like a extra vavoom, like a final punch. We've got Soci, nature, intergalactic mastery, confirmation, Duro Isle, compassion, Yamoja, starseed, and Yamea, resurrection. Again, listen. For me, these cards kind of say, take a moment, go out into nature. You may need to meditate. You may need to focus on rebalancing yourself. We have triangles here, right? And finding your joy again. Bringing back, and if the tower moment did affect you negatively, bringing back your happy. Resurrecting that joy in you. Now, the Starseed card is very interesting to me because I kind of akin it to like a mini high priestess, because you know what they say about starseeds, right? And then intergalactic mastery is already here, so you may have the gift of alchemy. Not everybody can do that, right? You may have the gift of alchemy where you can alchemize things. You can take energies and shift it and use it however you want to, in the positive. Right? Never sending negative energies to other people, tower energies, never sending harmful energies, but using whatever energies comes into your path, across your path, and turning it into something positive for your own self-growth, higher self. Let's take a peek under here. And what is here? You wouldn't know this, but in this deck, this is Irawo, resurrection, the star. Hope, healing, balance, and also it's not talked enough about. The star is also a card of alchemy, because one foot on the in the grass, one foot in the water. And you're shifting those energies. And what is the conduit between those things? Your human body. Another card, speaking of alchemy. When I see intergalactic confirmation, now look at where the confirmation is on top of. Confirmation is on top of player. Compassion is on top of anxiety. And maybe that's like one of the reasons they're coming back is it's selfish. It's a selfish reason. It's to quell their own anxiety versus doing the right thing and maybe apologizing for whatever it is that they did. Now, if the roles are reversed and this is you, collective, then you've done something. I'm going to need you to put your hand out. Put it out. Yeah, put your hand out. That's 3 whacks. No, you don't do that. If you show up in someone's life, and maybe that I'm just going to preach for this moment. Maybe I shouldn't use the word preach. I'm just going to offer unsolicited advice. You clicked on the video, so it's solicited. If you go into someone's life and you see something in them and you want to build something with them, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. If the person walks away, especially in this case where you caused them to walk away, you did something to cause them to walk away, right? If they walk away, accept that. It is not rejection, right? It is the result of your actions. Not everyone wants to be played with. Not everyone wants their feelings hurt. Not everyone can deal with that. Some people have very strong boundaries. Some people can see an asshole from a mile away and go, I'm going the other direction. And you can't be mad that you got clocked and the person removed themselves. You can't be mad about that. So to send tower energy to someone who saw the fuckery and went in the other direction, that's nasty work, and I think you know that. That's very nasty work, and I think you know that. Okay. Let's pull some final cards of tarot, just like we got the oracle messages. Let's get some tarot final messages for the collective and see. We're going to do 3 cards. 2, 3. Let's see. 3. 2, 3. Okay. 10 of Wands, King of Cups, the World. The World and the Wheel of Fortune, the bottom of the deck, Strength. Okay. We also have Leo out again. The Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. Again, King of Cups, Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, Aquarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, 10 of Wands. Listen. What's the 10 of Wands? I think that's only one sign, right? 10 of Wands, Sagittarius, which I think we have Sagittarius out somewhere else. Listen, collective, the message is clear. Unburden yourself. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, but feel it in a very mature way, right? In whichever roles you're in. If you're the one that sent that tower energy, lashes. If you work on your emotional healing and leave the other person alone. If you're the one that received that tower energy, work on your emotional healing. You did the right thing by walking away. And then the World. Let the cycle close, or close it yourself. And I know it's a lot harder to say. Some people take a lot longer than others. Don't beat yourself up. Allow the process to happen however it will happen. And I want to go back to the star. Oops. Let's see what's under the star. The Emperor. Sarki. The Emperor. Okay. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this card. Focus on your passions. Focus on what matters to you. Focus on the things that bring you joy. Restore yourself. Restoration with the star. Hope. Healing. Positivity. Looking at the glass half full. That is your message, collective. Now let's pull some of these little and get some more information on who this person could possibly be. So we got a couple letters here. H, K, Z. Wait, this is the Z. Z, X, S. 0, not yet. Q, soon. The number 2 and the number 8. So if any of those things mean anything to you, this was your reading. I hope it gave you some good information. If it didn't, it didn't. Oh my God, I meant if it did, it did. And I hope it was helpful. Well, if it didn't, it didn't too. That's also the same. Yeah, that's all. Was a very interesting one. So they're sending loving energy, but they also sent the tower energy. Okay, collective, you pissed them off. You pissed them right off. There we go. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the Dalmatian jasper and this very vibrant green and yellow rock that I personally painted, yes, I'm an artist. Lies, I'm not an artist. Then this is your pile 2. So I just want to get started reminding you this is a who's sending you loving energy message. It is 12 a.m. on the East Coast. This is a timeless reading, so I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you get the messages that you need. We're gonna start with oh, I forgot. We're gonna start with an oracle message that's just reading what's going on right in the moment. And I'm using one of my favorite, top favorite oracle decks. This is Abiola Abrams, African Goddess Rising. Oh, cannot tell you how much I love this deck. Very powerful deck. Very good energy in this deck. I was going to say good juju, so same, I guess. What is our card for the... Oh. Ooh, we have Shine. Mama Jumbo in reverse. Now, in this deck, reversals mean that it is supercharged. The energy is quadruple. It's a much more intense energy than if the card was upright. So let's see what this card is referring to. Obviously, I don't have them memorized because it's a lot of cards. And I have a lot of decks. Okay, so let's read her guidance. You were born to shine. Be seen, be heard, be a movement. We need to know your name. We want to learn your dance. And you can take a screenshot and read this. And the goddess declaration is, I am ready to be seen and heard. Yes, yes. Don't shy away, okay? So let's get started with this reading. Let's see if we can pull a couple of traits from your person. Not your person, from who's sending you this loving energy. Okay, let's see what we get. Oh, one more shuffle, I see. Oh! Chemistry. This is someone you have a lot of chemistry with. Here and now. Ooh! Well, that's intense, isn't it? What? Ah, okay. I was waiting for the silencer. I was waiting for the... This is someone that you have no romantic relationship currently. If you, this is someone you have a lot of chemistry with. They're already a part of your life. This is someone who, if you met this person and you thought to yourself, why does it feel like I've known you forever? Or it feels like we've met before. You feel very familiar. Wow, this is definitely loving energy. And then we have balance. Now I'm interested in the balance part. What's going on over there? What's that about? Let's get the tarot involved in this. Let's get the tarot involved. Wow, because the oracle in the room, the oracle for the reading is shine, right? So maybe you need to do something, or maybe that's how you met. You were maybe at a speaking engagement. You were being honored in some way, or they were being honored. Wow. Let's get some more on chemistry. Ooh, Two of Pentacles. So maybe definitely someone you met. Now this is interesting because the last in pile 1, this card also came out at the bottom of the deck. I didn't show it, but it came out at the bottom of the deck when I did the first row as well. So let's see. King of Swords, so it could be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Possibly some of you men at work, possibly someone that, with this Two of Pentacles, maybe you did a lot of things together. Knight of Wands. So this person they might be a little bit, well, it could be older or younger, or your age. It might not even matter. But this person has a lot of, I was going to say Aries energy. Is the Knight of Wands Aries, or is it all of them? That's Leo. Okay, so that's Leo energy. And then for balance, we have the Five of Swords. Oh, okay. So one person is giving too much in this relationship. So I'm going to read that to mean, I always see the Five of Swords as like self-betrayal, right? It's like you did something that went against your morals in order to gain some capital, or in order to push yourself forward. But is it really a win if you had to be nasty and sneaky, right? Is it really a win? So there may be some murky waters with this person. Maybe let's say they met you, and so now I'm thinking with the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, let's say they met you, but they already had someone, and they kind of just like didn't tell you because like their backs are turned and they look hurt. But this person doesn't look hurt. They look like, oh well, right? But it's definitely energy of something not quite right. Maybe they did give too much. Maybe they came to the relationship trying to buy your affection, and that was like against what they usually do, and it didn't work anyways. But let's see if you're even in communication with this person. Let's see if you guys are talking. Let's see what's going on. Are you in communication with this person? I mean, it says here and now, so okay. Big yikes. You are not in communication with this person, but not because of anything. Not because of anything. You're just being stubborn. And I know this isn't necessarily what this card means, but when you pair it with the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups, and maybe that's what it was, right? Maybe you wanted it to be something that it wasn't. Like, let's say you guys met at a, at a bowling function, and you couldn't bowl, but you lied and said that you could, and then you embarrassed yourself in front of them, and so now you're feeling like a victim. But instead of just telling them like, hey, like I really couldn't bowl, but I wanted to impress you, you're sitting there not saying anything, wishing and hoping and praying that they do. That's not how that works. But I do want to also point out that even though it has all this like quote unquote love on the board, there isn't much cards here representing that. And we do have well, immediately, of course, after I say that, the Two of Cups is the goddamn bottom of the deck with the Sun and Temperance, of course. But this is definitely someone. Now, why aren't you in communication is what I really want to know. Why? Why aren't you in communication? Oh. This feels more like maybe you're embarrassed. You feel like you can't talk to them because you're embarrassed. Maybe you feel like or you know what? Now that I'm speaking this way and it's coming out very naturally, I'm beginning to think that maybe the collective is on the other side of this, right? Maybe you feel embarrassed. Maybe you feel like the ball is in your court, but you don't know whether or not you can dunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if you've got it in you to get the job done. And so you'd rather just fantasize about it than actually take action. You might even be in limerence. But I don't think that let's see what they're feeling. I don't know why I just did that, but I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to shuffle this. Let's see what, and I don't think I asked this in the other one, but let's see what this other person is feeling. They listen, they're just waiting for you to gain perspective. King of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Very loving energy, emotionally stable, feeling very connected, but they're not going to force anything. They're just working. They're just working on themselves. They're working on their, when I see this card, I always say working on my fitness, you know, like the Fergie song. I mean, the Black Eyed Peas song. And in this situation, it kind of matches because he's her witness. He sees her working on her fitness. And maybe that's what it is. He's sending loving energy to you as you're working on yourself, as you're sorting this out so you can get out of the fantasy, right? I don't know why I split it this way. That was very interesting. Huh. But what is the message of the energy that they're sending? Like, what do they want to achieve with this loving energy that they're sending you? Page of Swords. The Devil to the Emperor? Now, I am confused because so I look at the Emperor as like all of the kings come together in as their best selves, right? And then I look at the Devil as the flip side of that. All of the kings come together as their worst selves. So what does it mean that I'm asking that what is the message of this energy? And it's the Devil and the Emperor. Okay, but that is also Capricorn and Aries. So it could be maybe learning lessons from Capricorn, maybe learning lessons from Aries. I'll ask further, but so I want to say, let's see. Let's do intuitive messages to see. The message I got does not match the cards, but I'm going to relay it because that's my job. I'm here to relay it. See yourself further out. Go really big, big, big picture. Look beyond the veil. Like, stretch your sight. Really look expansively outward. Gain insight through hard work and practice, right? Become the expert. And be strict, be diligent. Be diligent. Just keep grinding, but not grinding in the way of like society grinding now, grinding in like working on yourself. And that doesn't necessarily mean like going to therapy or anything like that. Those things are also good, but it could be specifically, let's say you have a, let's say you like working on cars and you said, okay, I'm going to take a couple mechanic classes to see if I can do that as a side gig. Like, be serious about that. Be strict about that. Actually do it. That is the point of the energy that they're sending you, for you to go forth and build whatever it is you want to build. Because both these signs, Capricorn and Aries, are builders. So the Aries is I am, right? Very self-assured, very like, I'm going to get it done. They're go-getters. They use a lot of energy. They're the first, zodiac sign. They're the baby. And they're fearless. It's like the Fool card. Like, I'm going to take the risk. While Capricorn is closer to the end of it, right? Capricorn is right before, I think, the last two. They're more of a reserved energy. But but they're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn teaches us that if we grind, and I hate the word grind, if we keep going, if we keep pursuing this thing, after a while it must succeed. Saturn tells us that, or I should say teaches us that if we keep working towards our goal, we will see it. Even if we can't see it now, even if all you have is the idea, like, I think I want to take a couple car classes, a couple mechanic classes, or mentor mechanic. I don't know how they do it. I was going to say apothecary, but I mean apprentice. Is it an apprenticeship that they do? I don't know. But whatever it is, you have this idea. Go with the idea. Put all your energy into it, right? And that's the other thing about the Emperor. It is very energy focused. The Emperor is stability, right? Earthly stability. Like I said, all the kings as their best selves. The Emperor is emotionally stable. The Emperor is financially stable. The Emperor is an intellectual. What's the other one? And the Emperor is also a dreamer. But they don't just dream, they dream and take action, which is very similar to Capricorn. But Capricorn is more of like, they're not going to dream and take action without a full-fledged plan. Like, they're going to write out every detail and make sure all their I's are dotted and their T's are crossed before they do anything. And then they're going to follow that plan to the T. Keep going down the line until they get it done. So that's the energy they're sending you. And that makes perfect sense with the Eight of Pentacles here. You're feeling maybe, like I said, a little embarrassed, a little gun shy, a little pulled back. And they're telling you, go forth with full gusto and get it done, right? That's very interesting. Loving energy can come up in a very different way. I wonder what if they're planning, because we do have a lot of love here, right? We have soulmate, we have past life love, we have chemistry. So what are they planning to do with this energy? What is what they got going on with it? Like, what? But again, in this whole thing, I mean, the cards are here, but the tarot hasn't shown any romance yet, other than that Two of Cups. And every time I run my mouth, the tarot tells me to shut up. Keep working on it. But this isn't. Oh. This might be a little bit of. I don't like this pairing. I don't like this pairing. I don't like these two with this one. I don't like none of this. But it's still not a negative message. I don't like it, but it's not a negative message. The message is really giving. Let me. Immediately I heard trickery. But I don't know why I'm hearing trickery. I don't feel trickery. The energy doesn't feel like that, but that's what I hear. Let's do some intuitive messages. Let's do that. Okay. We all fall short, right? Like, no one is perfect. This person, I guess the energy that they're sending you, it's a double-edged sword. And I hate to say it that way, but I think that's what it is. It's a double-edged sword. They might feel a little taken advantage of, and they might feel like they're putting all this energy into the connection, even though you're in la la land with that Seven of Cups and you're not really giving much back. And Temperance again. I feel like there's a lot of miscommunication. Also, there's not much talking here. I feel like there's a lot of miscommunication in this one. Let me go to the Oracle. Hold on. This one might be longer than the other one. Hold on. More on this person. Can we help collective identify this person a little bit more? Home. date, new love. We got new love again. Snake. See, there's something amiss here. Bottom of the deck, liquid courage. There's something amiss here. That's not a good omen. Hidden motive. Truth again. Truth was in the other one too. So, let me get two more. Unexpected reconciliation. Fear. Okay. And then we're going to go into the other tarot because this one is... I feel like I should have taken that card. Okay. I didn't pick this up before because I think I was so focused on... There's two people coming through here. There's two people coming through. And because I was so focused on how the collective was maneuvering the connection, I missed it. There's two people coming through. And both of them, because it's two people coming through, the message is muddled. Like their energies are overtaking each other. That's why we have the two major arcanas out. But here's the problem. Well, I shouldn't call it a problem. Here's the confusion. This isn't necessarily... There's a new person coming in and a person you already know. The new person is probably stable. I gotta get more on Snake. Hold on. Temperance tried to come out again. Why Snake? What is the deception? Who is the enemy? So this person or people, these people, I'm going to say it's people. It's two people. One of them is very good at hiding their hand. And the other one isn't clever enough to do so. They're not that they're stupid, but they're just, their intent is not to hide their hand. They're just kind of like winging it. But in winging it, they're being maybe not intentionally nefarious. Maybe there isn't. See, like in pile one, the person was like sending the energy of a tower, like trying to cause harm. In pile two, it's not that. It's more of like, almost like they feel, like I said, the balance here, they feel treated unfairly. And so they're a little upset. They might even want vengeance. But I don't see enough here to justify that. Right? And maybe what the thing is like, maybe you didn't pay them any mind. You weren't even aware that they were even looking in your direction. And that's why this reading is so like up and down, like weird, because one person is sending loving energy, but somebody else is almost trying to block it, like getting in the way. And the thing with that is, like, in the words of the great Nene Leakes, you can't win when you play dirty. And if you're trying to block someone from developing a connection, that only blocks your own connection. Now, the weird thing is, marriage came out twice. So whether or not this person is partnered or whichever one of them is partnered, it's irrelevant, right? But also, the Emperor is usually a husband and a father. The King of Pentacles is usually a husband and a father. So that has to be, But look at what came out as on Snake, right? You got the King of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles. What did I say about the Seven of Pentacles? You're watching the most quote unquote bountiful of your sowing. But what about the one that needs the love and care? What about that one? Like, by neglecting this one, you're neglecting all of them, right? You can't focus on only the thing that you think is going to give you the most yield. When if you spread out at everything, you can get the most yield by taking care of everything, right? Now, obviously not in the impossible form, but like tending a little bit to everything. Put a little bit in everything every day. Like Sundays you can dedicate to your mechanic school, and Tuesdays you can dedicate to, like I run a book club. So Mondays are usually my book club days, and then other days out the week I'll set aside time to read for my book club. A way of like that, right? But there's definitely multiple people in this connection, and it almost feels like the energy is being contorted so it cannot be clear. It's very interesting. Let's get some advice for the collective. What is the advice? Well, the collective, your advice was already shine. 2 cards fell out. And we have, oh. Collective. I hate to say it. You can see the card yourself. I hate to say it. So you're coming out as a divine feminine. And then we have creation solo. Let me finish the pull. This is all shine. This is temperance again. Now, temperance came out 3 times. Temperance came out a bunch of times in here. Oh, I like that. Connect. Okay. Your advice, collective. Do almost the same as the previous pile. I want to read this one. Let me see. I want to read this temperance. Okay. I hope my titty meat wasn't in that. I leaned over the camera, so let's see. I mean, okay. On this deck, it's called Ifarada Healing, but it's temperance, and you'll see when I read it. Maybe I'll read the whole thing. I don't know. Oh, I can't find it. Well, embarrassing for me. I wrote the numbers on the back. I could just look at the number. Jesus. Making things hard for myself when I don't need to. Okay. You can pause to read this, but I'll just read the bottom portion. This card appears when the bridge between your higher self and your human self jokingly pokes at you to take the trip with your friend or lover, with your friends or lover. It reminds you not to be serious and to remember that experience is something the best teacher on your journey of awakening. Is sometimes the best teacher on your journey of awakening. Opportunities for growth are infinite in your career, your life, your business, and especially your wealth. If Ifarada appears, it is time to ask yourself, is it time to go back to Iku and make more changes and allow myself to let go? Iku is death, transformation. So, you're coming up as a divine feminine. This is the master creator. Women literally grow human beings in their bodies. There is nothing more creative than that. Then we have creation solo. You can do it on your own. The energy being sent to you, like I said in the past, you can alchemize that. Whatever the intention of that energy was, change it. Use it for your own good. And then 3 wands at the bottom of the deck, that's expansion, right? That's been sitting there a while. The bottom of this deck is connect. Abracadabra. We have Omor Olorin Singh, which is another deviation of shine. Let your talents show. Don't hide. Don't bury them. Don't live in la la land. Be planted, grounded here on earth, and show up as such. Show up as your fullest self. That's the best way you get to be your highest self. With all your mistakes, with all your brokenness, with all your triumphs, with all your achievements. Show up and hold all those things in true, I keep hearing the word equanimity. I'm not even sure I know what that word means, but have them be on the same plane, right? They're equal. All of your failures are just as um, bountiful, moving, and important as your successes, as your wins, right? Then we have wizard, balance, which, what was I just saying about temperance and balance? 1 foot on earth, 1 foot in the water. And what are you? You're in between. You're the conduit. Alchemize, transform, transmute. I don't know what other words mean that. I'm gonna get 2 more cards for you, second pile, because this one was a ride. I was like, oh, this is so sweet. And then I got hit with a bunch of, let me grab 2 more for you. Jumpers are, I just was about to say jumpers are welcome. And 4 cards came out. I'm going to take them. Crystal technology, silicone. What did I talk about growing? Look at a baby in there. Another baby. Pay attention. Don't ignore the signs. Pay attention. Or Zulu. And we saw the Hermit when I split the deck over here. This is the Hermit, solitude. Go inward. Focus on that inner being. Focus on your inner world. Focus on your inner light. Shine from within. Don't do the performative shining where you're loud and abrasive and you get people's attention that way. Shine by being grounded in who you are, having strong morals and values, but also, well, strong integrity. Be a person of your word. If you say today's Tuesday, be able to back that up. Oh, here's a calendar. Today's Tuesday. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Oya, protection. And Oya came out in the other deck. I don't want to say it out loud. You are protected from whatever is going on. And maybe you and this past life love, maybe you both need some time apart. Maybe both of you are on the receiving end of this and there's an outside energy trying to interfere with both of you, right? Let me ask the deck. Am I on to something with that one? Temperance and the Hermit. I said, am I on to something with... Huh! Collective. The moon is revelations. And here this card go again. I don't think that's a mistake. And temperance keeps coming out. Temperance keeps coming out. This is like the 5th time it's come out in this pile. We have the Hermit twice. We have Temperance twice. And they literally are side by side. Don't take your protection for granted, collective. Pay attention to the signs. The moon asks us to wonder, right? You can drive out, you can walk out into I don't want to say danger, but you can for this, not for the sake of experience. I was going to say that, but for enrichment. We go through things a lot of times and it seems like it makes no sense. It's because it is to enrich your inner self, to give you more perspective, to broaden your view and your horizon, right? You can do that. You can do that all you want. Don't get lost because look at what's behind them. And if you're not paying attention, this scary thing can come up and grab you and pull you into the depths. And you don't know what that is. You don't know what the depths are. It's different things for different people. For some people, it's greed. So for some people, it's lust. You know, it might be one of the 7 deadly sins. For some people, it's pride. Don't get lost in that. Stay the course. Focus on yourself. Pay attention. And utilize your protection. Maintain that balance. Maintain your kindness. Maintain your foresight. Live in La La Land a little bit. But don't be fooled. Don't stay there too long. Make sure you're grounding yourself and you're doing the work you need to do in order to focus on, that's right, your growth. Because that higher self card did come out. Okay? Now let's pull some from here. What more we can learn about these other people. We got not yet, V, 5, 2, F, S, Q, 8, H. Now the 2 and the 8 definitely came out before. Let me grab a couple more. We got a 6. We got a Z. We got a B. And we got a W. That's it. I hope this was helpful, collective. I love the advice that was given to you. And I hope you take it. And I hope everything works out. I hope you stay grounded. And I hope you get to achieve all your dreams, whatever they may be. Even if it's just taking a couple mechanic courses. You don't even want to be a mechanic, but you just want to get the knowledge. Even if it's that simple. See you next time. Bye-bye.